Hey, what's going on everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com back today with another daily crypto update. I will be going over my normal schedule today of Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, Neo, Vertcoin, Monero, Omisigo, Lisk, Cardano, and IOTA, all of those in a more detailed technical analysis in that order on TradingView in just a second. I will also go over some of the big movers here today like NEM, Stellar, and TRON. Otherwise, if you're interested in monthly cryptocurrency buying opportunities, you can check out my premium content. I have a link to that in the description of this video. And otherwise, if you want to trade altcoins, go check out Binance. They're basically the best exchange out there as far as general cryptocurrency trading. So I'll have a link to them as well in the description of this video. Let's get started with the general market update. Overall, we can see that Bitcoin is somewhat flat here. Bitcoin Cash taking a bit of a hit, actually, down about 12%. But some of the bigger cryptos are actually doing pretty good. We've got Ripple above $3 now, even above $3.50 actually, up 35%. We're going to cover that in technical analysis as per usual. Cardano now above $1, up 36% over the past 24 hours. NEM getting close to that $2 mark, up 57%, still doing well. And Stellar up 42%, big move here, getting close to $1. I talked about Stellar in more detail on my price prediction that I posted today. And finally I have TRON, another big mover here today, up 63%, now above 10 cents. Almost in the top 10 actually, and EOS doing pretty good here as well. We've got Monero bouncing, Status doing good, and let's see, somewhat mixed here. We can see that not all cryptos are doing great today. Some are definitely pulling back. Roblox is actually one that took a pretty big hit today. It is now bouncing back up, but Powerledger is up a nice 36%, and yeah, that's pretty much all I'm going to be talking about for the general crypto update for today. Let's get started with the technical analysis side of things, starting off with Bitcoin Cash. Unfortunately, it took a pretty big hit here as far as the technicals go. So we can see that we lost support we dropped below the middle band. That was at $2,553. And we even dropped below our uptrend line, our short-term uptrend line, which are both pretty bearish signals. Moreover, we have an inverted hammer doji candlestick over here, which basically signaled the reversal, and we'll see if we can maybe bounce in the short term, get back above the uptrend line. That would be the best case scenario. Otherwise, we could fall back lower, maybe bounce off the downtrend line, or even go as far as touching this uptrend line again, which at this point is somewhat likely because we really didn't want to lose this support. So we'll have to see how this plays out, right? We really turned back bearish we returned to bearish territory on the MACD. Same thing on the histogram, and yeah, RSI not looking great either. So unfortunately, Bitcoin Cash here definitely not looking great, and I can see it maybe testing this uptrend line again. It is pretty low. That's all the way down to $2,000, so we'll see if it really goes that low. There's quite a bit of support at around $2,180. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe it'll consolidate a bit in this area. Like I said, there's always the possibility that this is just a short-term drop and that we re-end up back above the uptrend line right away, basically. Let's go over to Bitcoin now, see how it's been doing, and let's see. Not managing to get above the middle band at $15,410, that's the brown line right here, and that's of course our main resistance level for the time being. With that being said, we are still trading above our uptrend line, and I can already see the channel forming here between this uptrend line and our previous uptrend line over here. So I kind of expect the price to trade along in between these two uptrend lines and just slowly but surely climb up back towards $16,000. The indicators are looking pretty good here. We can see that the histogram is really coming back up nicely on this uptrend. We got the MACD with a very overextended move that's now hooking back over pretty quickly towards that orange line. We want to make sure we get the crossover there, and I do expect that to happen within the next week or two. And the RSI just pulling back a little bit. So I would just say this is a short-term resistance for Bitcoin. We are still going to see it climb up slowly but surely over the next week or two. Let's go over towards Ethereum, which has been doing really good actually, and see what's been going on. So we got a pretty strong move that pushed us above the upper Bollinger Band, and that's, as per usual, a pretty hard area to trade above. So what we're seeing now is probably what we had over here, right, where we break above the upper Bollinger Band, and then we horizontally trade back into the Bollinger Band range. So that doesn't necessarily mean that we'll see a drop like we did previously. Of course, that's definitely possible, but at the very least here, it's quite likely that we re-enter back into the Bollinger Band range and consolidate a bit. Overall, though, we're now trading above $900, and that's exactly what we wanted to see. I think that it'll be ready in no time once it gets a little bit of consolidation here to move up to $1,000, probably get a breakout above $1,000 relatively soon at this point. I could see that happening within the next month, and probably even a bit quicker than that, but just to give a fair estimate. As far as the MACD goes, we now crossed over, uptrending nicely, same thing on the histogram, and still trading above that 70 line on the RSI. So the indicators are looking good. Just a short-term breather here for Ethereum before it continues its climb higher. And we're going to go over now towards Litecoin. So Litecoin is pulling back a little bit, coming back towards its short-term uptrend line over here, which is fine. You know, hopefully we'll get a bounce off that, nothing really to worry about. We aren't really seeing a nice flattening out of the MACD just yet. Histogram not looking too bad, coming back down on the RSI towards that 50 line. So it is lacking a little bit of strength here. Like I said previously, we do have a bit of resistance at $265, and then we got the middle band, and then we even have $300. So there are a couple big resistance levels ahead before we're really in the clear here. But we just want to make sure that we hold the uptrend line for now. That's what matters as far as Litecoin is concerned, but it definitely lost some strength here today. Let's go over towards Ripple. And once again, one of the strongest cryptocurrencies out there. I mean, look at this chart. Just beautiful, going up nonstop, which can be a bit worrisome, but the strength is still there for the time being. Strong uptrend on the MACD, still holding. Same thing on the histogram. RSI now trading at 93, which is, to be honest, very unsustainable, but it's still holding strong for the time being. Looks like a pretty strong candlestick here. We're quite overextended from our middle band, and we have been for a while, but now that lead is getting even bigger. So we'll see how all this plays out, right? We're on Bitstamp over here. It looks like we're trading right above under $3. And overall, I think that Ripple will continue to do well. It's true that it did get a pretty strong move, so sometime soon there will probably be a pullback, right? For the time being, though, there's not really a sign of that. Like I said, we'll just be looking for, you know, losing basically the higher low pattern, I would say, will be the first signal of a reversal. Let's go over towards NEO now and see what it's been up to. Let me go over to Bittrex here and let's take a look. So NEO doing really good. Retested almost that all-time high right at $109. Now it's pulling back quite a bit from there actually, which is kind of normal because we can see that we were trading pretty high up above the Bollinger Band here. And, you know, still looking good on this rounded bottom on the histogram. Still uptrending nicely there, topping off a little bit on that histogram. And as far as the RSI goes, we actually dipped back below the 70 line. So we'll see if that's just a very short-term dip and then we'll just bounce back up quickly. That's always possible, and that would be the bullish scenario. For now, it's pretty normal. You know, it got a strong move. We'll see if I'm going to go ahead and put in the short-term uptrend line, very short-term uptrend line, which is right here. And if this can hold, then we can really see it continue to spike, basically have this breakout here, or we're probably just going to drop a little bit lower, consolidate a bit, and, you know, I mean, I think $100 will be the new range for NEO, so I'm not worried about it either way. Let's go over towards Vertcoin. Still struggling, it seems like, to really get a clean break into its range again. So we can see that, yeah, it basically failed to hold $7.21, not really able to get back above that. It is flattening out on the MACD, no crossover yet. That'll be the signal for when it's ready to move back up. Histogram moving up slowly but surely, and not able to get above that 52 resistance level on the RSI, which will be yet another signal if we're able to break above that for a bullish uptrend. And now there's a lot of things pushing the price down. We have the middle band that's really downtrending, putting a lot of pressure on the price. And like I've been saying, until we see the price get back above $7.21 and above the middle band, we can just expect at least consolidation, maybe even the price moving lower. Otherwise, we want to make sure that we hold this uptrend line right here. So that's all I got to say for Vertcoin. Isn't acting the best right now, unfortunately. And we're going to go over towards Monero. So we can see that it regained quite a bit of strength, actually. Sorry, I need to go back to my other chart here. It has regained strength once again, put in a high of right above $400 again. So it looks like it'll probably be returning above that $400 level pretty soon here, holding this short-term uptrend nicely back above the middle band. That carried the price all the way up to, you know, $531 last time. So it's pretty strong, and the MACD looks like it's about to cross over. Looks like we're going to turn positive on the histogram, and RSI pulling back a little bit. So we'll just have to see if this short-term uptrend line holds, but if on the next candlestick we're able to break and hold above $400, I think we're back into full bullish mode here for Monero. Let's go over towards OmiseGO and see what it's been up to. So OmiseGO got yet another move a little bit higher here. It looks like we managed to get back above our downtrend line, and on the current candlestick we fell below the uptrend line, unfortunately, which isn't something I want to see. We're kind of testing it. Looks like we got the rounded bottom on the MACD and histogram. We see some weakness here in the making, and maybe even a little bit of a downtrend, bearish divergence on the indicators here. So that's not what I would want to see, especially on the histogram, right? We have this, sorry, on the RSI, really on all indicators, but on the RSI it's pretty prominent, where we have this bearish divergence where we have a downtrending RSI but an uptrending price, right? And not a good sign. So we'll have to see. This usually means that there will be a price drop in the near future, and seeing how we're losing this uptrend line, we could definitely come back and at least test this middle band, or maybe even get some more long-term consolidation. I'm not talking about necessarily months, but maybe, you know, few weeks at the most, consolidation in this $17 area. It has happened before for OmiseGO, and it could definitely happen again. I'm going to go over now towards LISK, and LISK is consolidating here more or less at this right above $20. It is still holding the uptrend line nicely, which is what matters, still above the middle band as well, and looks okay on the indicators, definitely still downtrending here on the RSI, sorry, on the histogram and MACD. RSI relatively flat, so we'll see if it holds this uptrend line. I think it probably will. There's quite a bit of support there, but it could definitely consolidate a little bit, or maybe move up slowly but surely. And I should also point out that if we do start moving higher, we'll probably trade in between this range right over here. Pretty interesting formation, and yeah, just climb up along this range back towards the highs. And we're going to go over towards Cardano now. Cardano, yet another strong move. Put in a new all-time high of 9,180 Satoshis. So right under 10,000 Satoshis. Amazing move by Cardano. It is trading pretty strongly above the upper Bollinger Band. We've seen that it's done that before and managed to even push a couple days through. So we can definitely see that happen again. Still looking strong for the time being on this RSI, MACD, and histogram. We are trading very high though. We're clearly overextended in the short term. So we could see the price start to pull back, and I feel like we will maybe see a very similar move to over here based on how we have this longer upper wick. It looks like a very similar setup where we could still scratch by 2 more days where we move higher. But if there is more weakness that comes into play, we'll probably start dropping pretty quickly back into the Bollinger Band range. And we're going to go over to our final cryptocurrency of the daily crypto update, which is IOTA. So let's see what IOTA has been up to. It looks like we are moving lower here, not able to hold that $4 level. And looks like we tried flattening out on the MACD. Could expect a crossover, but we're now actually maybe going to fail that. So that's not going to be a great sign. If we lose the middle band, probably that's at $3.89. We're probably going to move much lower, back towards $3.42 at the very least. So if we start losing these levels, we'll really get a failed breakout and crossover on a lot of indicators and on the price, which isn't the best sign. So that could definitely create at least some consolidation, maybe even start pulling back more severely. We'll just have to wait and see. But with that being said, everyone, this is the end of the daily crypto update. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.